Yeah, I just noticed that a lot of people have a last name of iPhone. There must be a big family out there.
Big family, right? Of iPhone. How's everyone doing?
You have a different background today, Jovi.
I'm in my house.
It's not the Lake Street Owl.
No, it's not the Lake Street Owl.
Well, you're lucky you're not driving. It started snowing now, and it's traffic really came to a grinding halt here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I think Dar's gonna join us a little bit later. Alice should be on too. Let me just get with these people real quick. I know, Anna, you had a question in reference to the shape and burn, right? With Dr. Phillip? You're on mute. Probably can't hear me, I don't know.
Yeah, she still's on mute, or at least it looks like she's on mute.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm in traffic.
There you
Oh,
go.
sorry. I know you had a question in reference to the shape and burn on how you should be taking it. Any recommendations how you would recommend for Anna to take it, Dr. Phillip? I know she's breaking her fast. Like around 11 or 12, right, Anna?
I really don't have a consistency on time. It just depends on if I have time to eat, then I'll eat in the morning. But usually, right before I wake up. When I wake up, I'll do the UV, but haven't started the shake and burn or shape and burn. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So to be clear,
But it does give you energy, right?
yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, so to be clear, what time do you start your day?
4:30.
Ooh, that's early. Okay.
Yeah, I wake up and I start getting ready, and then I get my daughter ready, and then get her out the door by 6:30, and then we're out the door by 6:30, and then I'm in traffic for about 45 minutes, and then I get to work. And sometimes if I'm not rushing, which is rare, I'll either make a protein shake or I'll grab something to eat. But usually I'm not a breakfast person. I just started doing the protein shake, and but yeah, usually we'll have lunch around 12:30, 1:30, and that's basically my first meal.
Okay. And then what time are you getting to bed?
12:30.
Ooh. So you're only getting 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night?
If I'm lucky, I'm get 5 hours. Yes.
Ooh. Okay, so that inherently is kind of an issue, because the body needs to have some type of recovery time. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind, that you're kind of swimming upstream on that one. So maybe your first shape and burn should be at lunch, to kind of give you some energy in the afternoon, and then just play with that and see how that helps out around dinner time. And then you might want to take a second one in the late afternoon, if you truly are going to bed like around midnight. then you might be able to get away with taking one in the late afternoon. Or you may just find that you just need the one at lunchtime. So everybody is different. But your big issue really is sleep, because people
Yeah.
need to recover. So you want to make sure that you're not taking something too late to disrupt that sleep. But yet you want to make sure that you have enough energy to kind of take you through the day, if you will.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, because once I get her to bed and stuff, and then that's kind of when I start, picking up, cleaning up, and, and then then I got to wind down, and then I'm finally like relaxed enough to go to bed by around 11:30 or 12:30.
Yeah, so maybe start with the first one at noon. See how that works for you, like 3-4 days. And then if you need to add a second one, maybe 3-4 o'clock, you can add a second one. Just make sure it doesn't affect that wind down period around 9, 10, 11 o'clock at the latest.
Yeah. It's usually on Fridays that's when I'm like it hits, like that's when it really hits me, like the week. Like today, I had to do a Starbucks run around 3 o'clock. I just couldn't anymore, and got like 2 shots of espresso in my coffee.
So that could be the time for your second shape and burn, because it's going to be a cleaner kind of metabolic boost, as opposed to the quick jolt with the Starbucks. And especially if you don't do a sugar-free one, then you get the double whammy of espresso and sugar, which is going to ramp you up rapidly, and then you're going to get the sugar crash. Whereas, with the shape and burn, there's other natural ingredients in there, like cocoa and guarana, and cinnamon and carluma. That's going to help to kind of give you a kind of like a steady burn, if you will. Kind of think about a rocket taking off, right? Sugar is that big booster. It's gonna get you up, but as soon as the booster stage is gone, then you're gonna fall back to earth. Whereas if you have a kind of like a longer burn time, and maybe that's the second phase of the boost of a rocket, then it's going to take you a little bit longer, and it might be a little bit cleaner of a kind of metabolic boost, if you will.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, and
I'll try the one pill, like maybe around 1 o'clock. So it'll probably hold me over at least until 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And then so I can just start winding down probably earlier than 10, 11.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll give you a little story. This was before there were anything like shape and burn or anything like that. I was in medical school, and I was having problems sleeping. And so I went to go for a sleep study to find out why I was having problems sleeping. And there's an intake questionnaire, and it said, how much coffee you're drinking? And I said, well, 2 pots a day. And they said, well, maybe it's all the caffeine that's the problem. So as soon as I cut back on the caffeine, I was able to sleep a lot better, and everything kind of turned around. So you want to make sure that you have kind of a clean metabolic boost, as opposed to the sharp highs and lows, like Starbucks.
Caffeine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, it's expensive, right?
Yeah, but I use petty cash. But not we don't do it every day. It's just myself and my assistant. And I was like, okay, usually on Fridays, that's when I'll like a coffee break for both of us.
Okay.
But I either take my coffee to work, and I also have a Keurig at work too. So I just wanted
Okay.
that. I didn't want a hot coffee. I wanted an iced coffee. So
Okay. So there is a coffee product that CTFO has, and especially if you like strong coffee. To me, it tastes kind of strong. So you can try that, and I'll use that sometimes in the afternoon if I want that coffee taste.
yeah.
The one that's mixed with the CBDA also seems to kind of extend the caffeine boost, if you will. So you might want to try that out, and that's also going to be less expensive than Starbucks, and it's I think going to be even less expensive than a Keurig K cup. So think about that.
Is it a instant or is it like you brew it?
It's an instant. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Not sure who the iPhone is. I think it's someone new, Dr. Phillip. So I don't know if you want to introduce yourself a little bit. And
Yes, I was just going to say it's that big family again, right?
yes.
Maybe they're related to Tony.
Maybe they're related.
So, oh, it's Tiana.
Hey,
I can't really
Tiana.
talk. Okay.
So Tiana is Alice's sister.
Okay. Good
So
deal.
if you want to just introduce yourself a little bit.
Sure. So I'll apologize ahead of time to everyone else that's heard my spiel. But I've been practicing, and I don't know why people say that, sorry. Practicing, because you think I would have got it right by now. Practicing medicine for about 30 years, something like that. I started off in sports medicine as an athletic trainer, exercise physiologist, then went to medical school, got a fellowship in sports medicine. My primary board is in family practice. And then from there, went into sports, functional, and integrative medicine with the whole philosophy of looking at the body and how it can inherently heal itself, and then promoting whatever I can in order to kind of help the body inherently heal itself. I've had private practices, corporate medicine practices, where I've taken care of large corporations like Gallo Winery or Caesars Entertainment. And it always comes back to and down to this kind of integrative functional medicine approach, and how can the body heal itself, and how can we steer the body to heal itself. I think Jovi, you and I were introduced over a year ago now.
A little over a year.
Yeah, with the diabetic group.
Yes.
And it all got started with when I started doing my research on CBD, because I think it was late 2017 when the federal government said, we're going to propose these onerous restrictions on physicians to prescribe opioids because there's the big opioid epidemic of overprescribing. People were getting addicted to it. So I had to come up with another way to help people manage their pain. So I started exploring CBD. Since then, done a lot of research, done many lectures, both nationally, at the state level, locally, on how CBD can help out with pain, inflammation, and helping the body to naturally heal itself. Through that, I found out that there's a another aspect of CBD that can help out with autoimmune issues. And if you look at the problem with most people's health today, is kind of rooted at autoimmune issues, and how can the body help itself, whether it be something like Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which I also have that issue, or diabetes, or any of the big class of intestinal things like irritable bowel or Crohn's, or ulcerative colitis, to skin issues like eczema or psoriasis. It's all based on immune issues. I just saw a patient today who said, I just don't feel right. She's in her mid 40s. We started taking a look at a little bit of her labs because they do this biometric test. And there are enough things pointing towards autoimmune issues. So we did a big, I just ordered a big panel, which I recommend to all of you. So looking at free T3, reverse T3, free T4, the thyroid antibodies, doing a deeper dive into inflammatory markers like CRP, SED rate, and then the typical things like A1C, and also liver function tests. I don't usually get insulin level on these individuals because I already know they're insulin resistant. So I don't really need to document that. I just need to find out where they're at. And honestly, I can just get by with just looking at reverse T3 and A1C, and that'll kind of tell me where they're, it's called the hypothalamic axis, which is the axis between the brain, the pituitary gland that controls all those things, and the thyroid. And I can pretty much guess, I shouldn't guess, bad word. I can kind of figure out where they're at, and then based on that, help them out. And then it's not coincidence, this is a God thing. The patient right before that was a 26-year-old who's had, quote, hypothyroid for 8 years, started when she was about 18. And no one's palpated her thyroid. No one's looked at any other tests except for TSH. And I just put her on levothyroxine, which is probably the worst thing to put someone on. So again, we did the same workup with her. And she was just blown away that someone would actually talk to her about her thyroid, and give her this much information about the thyroid. And then we talk a little bit about being gluten-free, avoiding dairy, glycemic index foods. So I give a lot of information in a relatively short period of time. And what I mean by relatively short period of time, we talked for about a half hour. And even during that time, it's still not enough time. But she was kind of blown away. And then both of them on exam, they had thinning lateral eyebrows. So when you look at the eyebrows on the edge, if they're kind of thinning there, that's usually a sign of an underactive thyroid in Hashimoto's. Or if you look at the kind of the nail beds, if there's ridging there, that goes along with an underactive thyroid. So they were amazed that no one ever, paid attention to that. And these are kind of clinical markers, things that you can see that kind of points you into the right direction. So again, it's this whole integrative functional medicine background that kind of points people into the right direction. It's not really rocket science. It's what my medical professor said way back in medical school. A, if you let the patient talk long enough, they'll tell you what the problem is. And then B, the mind only knows what the eye sees. So in other words, I could look at something all day, but if my mind doesn't really recognize it, then I'm going to miss it. So, all these physicians have been looking at these thinning eyebrows and nail ridges, and the young gal, she had nail polish on, and she said, well, you really can't see anything. I said, well, yeah, you can, because the ridges were so pronounced that you can see it through the nail polish. So again, it's just taking the time and looking at the whole individual and kind of stepping back and saying, yeah, I think this is the direction we need to go in. So that was probably a lot longer than you want me to talk. Sorry. But
No, it's a good.
I mean, but this is what I see consistently, is that people are just kind of messed up, and they're appreciative when someone kind of listens to them and takes the time.
Absolutely.
So
I know Tiana, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, hopefully that was good enough for Tiana.
Well, I know she's studying a little bit more in reference to a holistic approach. Is that right,
Awesome.
Tiana?
Yes, thank you. She just said. Cool. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, so we'll have a lot of kind of common touch points as we go through, and as Tiana goes through her training, we'll have a lot of commonality. Cool, very cool.
So does anyone have any questions for Dr. Phillip? I know Anna's question was answered in reference to the shape and burn. I know for the new CBD oil, Dr. Phillip,
Mhm.
would you be able to explain a little bit more in reference to how it works in the body? I know that personally, I've seen a difference with this new CBD oil.
Mhm.
And what benefits it would be for a lot of people. I know, like for Freddie, his dad's been seeing a lot of difference as well. Well, Freddie and Tony's dad.
Yeah. So again, I just read an article, I think it was last night or this morning, I forgot when, came out of your neck of the woods, actually, University of Chicago.
Oh,
And it pointed out the benefits of CBD, and how it helps out with inflammation, and then also with something called a cytokine storm, which can happen in infectious processes like viruses. And they're even starting to draw some correlation with COVID. So can't officially say that, this is going to be the end all be all. But what I can say from practical experiences, both professionally and personally, it has helped out. But so to answer your question directly, so CBD, specifically CBDA, helps out with the inflammatory aspect. And so for two ways, one through the COX-2, which is a receptor that the pharmaceutical industry targets for musculoskeletal pain and inflammation. So the CBDA helps out with that. And then the CBDA through research has shown to help out with what's called the cytokine storm, which means that when the body is attacked through an infectious process, so that could be either bacterial, viral, fungal. Where it gets the most play is viral, because viruses usually replicate really quick and really fast. So that's why it seems to get the most response. So CBDA has seemed to be helpful with that. Then the other aspect is called full spectrum. And that means that not only is there CBD, which stands for cannabidiol, that's the D for diol, but there's others. There's CBG, there's CBN, CBV. Those are the most common ones. So most of the products will have a benefit just because they have what's called this entourage effect. And then in answer to your question, Tiana, yeah, basically anything pathogenic. So that means anything that causes a disease or breakdown process. And that's the definition of pathogenesis. So the full spectrum has all those other cannabinoids in it. And then the other thing that it has are called terpenes. Terpenes are organic substances that are found in the hemp plant a little bit more readily than the base marijuana type plant, which is sativa, or I think it's called indica. And those terpenes also help out with inflammation. They help out with insomnia. They help out with anxiety and depression. They help out with mood stabilization, which kind of goes along with anxiety and depression. So all those terpenes are all part of this big entourage effect. So think of, I'm kind of in the West mode. So kind of think about coming into town with your posse. If you got a big posse, you're going to help kind of, get the town settled down. If you're coming in with one gunslinger, you're probably going to get overrun. But if you got a big posse, then things are going to be better for you. So that's another way to look at the CBD product that CTFO has. It's kind of like this big entourage, the big posse that's going to come in and help to stabilize everything and bring everything into kind of a better control, if you will. The final thing about this product is that it has the highest level of CBDA that I've seen on the market. And we talked about this on one of the previous calls. It seems like everyone and their mother has a CBD product out there, from Martha Stewart to Snoop Dogg to Chong of Cheech and Chong, Laura Ingraham, Whoopi. I mean, everyone has their CBD product out there, but this has the highest amount of the A. And the big reason why it is so high is because CTFO has found a proprietary way to stabilize it. And the last research paper I've seen, it's been 18 months in a bottle and stabilized. So that means that if for some weird reason your bottle is going to be on the shelf for 18 months, you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to get the CBDA in there that was originally touted. So higher concentration, longer stabilization, and plus you get the full spectrum and entourage effect, or the posse kind of effect. So that's the big difference with the new line that came out.
That's awesome. So Tina, for this week, how has the Shape and Burn worked out for you personally?
It's going good.
Going good?
So what have you noticed about ups, downs, your kind of mood stabilization, metabolism?
My mood is good, but I do like sometimes, like one day I'll do 2 pills, and I notice that cuts the hunger. And then like the next day I get up and I'm not even really hungry for breakfast, which I've really never been a breakfast person, but I forget to eat sometimes. And then I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and eat now. And I'll just take 1 pill that day because I feel like I still have like the medication from the 2 pills before, from the day before. So I like switch off back and forth.
Okay.
One day I do 2 pills, one day I do 1. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, and everybody is different. Some people's system needs a little bit of a kind of a mix up.
Push. Mhm.
So yeah, if that works for you, fabulous.
Yeah, I mean, there's days where I'll just do one for 2, 3 days, and then I go, okay, let me do the two because now I'm starting to feel hungry. Like, but yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Cool.
It works with one, and it works for two. Just depends on the day.
Good deal.
Do have energy. I have energy.
Awesome.
But I do need to try the new CBD, the oil.
Yeah, it's going to be a better value because it has more A, it has the full spectrum. So because of the concentration, you'll need to use less. So another reason why it's a better value for you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds good. Anyone else ready to speak?
I know, right?
Actually, I want to speak. Hi, everybody. Hi, Dr. Phillip. So I've been using the exfoliator and that cream. The glow is insane. What is that really doing to my skin?
So do you have any, I probably shouldn't ask this, sorry.
No, you could ask me. It's fine.
Do you have any makeup on?
This is what I have on, and
Wow.
yeah, I have
That's
lipstick on.
fabulous.
I've been putting my I've been doing my brows, and I have fake eyelashes on. Other than that, I have a tiny bit of lipstick. Like I'll put lipstick on and I go like this. But no, I have no makeup on my face. I have no base, no powder, no concealer, nothing. This is my eyelashes, fill in my brows, a little bit of lipstick, and I go like this. And I scooch it up like that. That's it. No makeup. So I'm blown away by this exfoliator and by the cream. Like I'm glowing. My daughters are like, "What are you doing?" They thought I had some kind of facial thing done. So I'm like, I don't even know what this is doing for my skin. I have to ask Dr. Phillip. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, yeah. So the theory, and I'll give you like the 10,000 foot level, and then maybe Jovi can jump in because quite honestly, I haven't really delved deep into the skin line. Maybe a little bit later on or on another call, I can ask my wife Gay to jump in because she's done a little bit more research on the skin line. But the 10,000 foot level is the exfoliator helps to naturally kind of lift and kind of, I hate to use the word chemically peel, but it's a natural exfoliator. Sorry, I don't have another word. Debridement, that's kind of like a medical term, but it kind of scrubs and gets rid of the dead skin. And then the cream helps to come over and smooth out the kind of like the crevices, if you will, and plump the cells up. So you kind of like are scraping the pavement and then putting the asphalt layer on top.
Yeah.
Those are probably all really bad things to say to a woman, but
No, I put the exfoliator on dry skin, and so I'm Italian, so I have like this like little like peach fuzz kind of like all over my face. I have like hair on my face, which is natural. You really can't see it, but I put that exfoliator on dry skin. I get out of the shower, dry my face, put it on, and I put it all on. And then I rinse it off. And what I notice is like you're saying about like scrubbing, these like little tiny beads are still stuck to like the facial hair. So I'm like, oh my God, how to get that off? I'm scrubbing. So I have to keep re-rinsing it. But once I put that cream on, there's this glow and the softening about my face. It lasts all day. And I know women that use highlighters and all kinds of makeup to try to get that glow. I have this absolutely naturally. And it's not just me. I had my girlfriend do it too. Her skin is so horrible. And I'm like, just try this. Please just try this. I want to see how that like looks on you. She won't let me take pictures of her, but I'm going to do before and afters of me when I get out of the shower, what my face looks like with nothing. And then with this product, it's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. No, you can really see the difference even through.
Yeah, there's a shine.
Yeah.
It's
Fabulous.
natural. It's beautiful. I have another Shape and Burn customer today, so I'm really excited about that.
Cool. Very
Yeah,
cool. Very cool.
yeah.
Congratulations.
No, thank you. Well, congratulations to them. I keep telling people I'm just here to expose and educate you. It's up to you. Whether you buy it or not doesn't matter to me. But if you want to see changes in your body, you have to at least try it. So it's good. But just for everybody, this really works. It's really good. You feel fresh, and I notice a difference right away. So that's all.
Yeah, I got some good news too, Dr. Phillip. I actually lost half an inch of my waist.
Awesome.
So from 35 inches, I'm down to 33 and a half now from
Wow.
when I started. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good job. Good job. Yeah. And how long's that been?
Since the product started, like in December, I think.
Yeah, very good.
So
Okay.
what, 3 months already?
I think it's been about that. Yeah.
And remember, I was also stuck on my weight. So I budged a little bit too. So
Yeah, so it can also be kind of like that plateau blaster to get you through that plateau. Good deal. Awesome.
So Tony, how have you been feeling with the CBD oil? Well, you and Lisa, I forgot to ask you this week. Sorry, you're on mute.
There we go. No, I was trying to unmute there. Sorry, you got me coming out of the car here. Walking in the snow. No, it's been, it's funny. I just told her today. I said, I actually feel pretty good. I said, I'm starting to feel really good with this. I don't know what it's doing to me. It's really hard to describe, but it feels like I got a little bit more energy. Feel much better, not as sluggish as I used to. So I think, I'm starting to feel the benefits a little bit. I've only been using the CBD oil for about a month now, right? I think it's been 4 weeks. So I'm curious to see what results I get using it a little bit longer. Unfortunately, when I go to the doctor to get my blood work, I will only have it for about a month and a half here because I got about 3 weeks before I go do that. But regardless of what it is, whether there's a lot of improvement or little or whatever it is, I feel pretty good. So I'm going to continue to use it and hopefully, get to where I need to be. That's the main goal. But I think I'm on my way. I'm feeling pretty good. Like I was telling Lisa today, I said, I actually feel pretty good with the CBD oil. And I think she hasn't been using it quite as long, maybe 3 weeks for her, but hopefully she'll start to appreciate it a little bit more. Because right now she still says, "Oh, I belch it. I taste it after some time." She's still like, "Oh, I'm still tasting the oil." but like I said, hopefully she'll start to see some of the benefits, a little bit more present and start to, I don't know. I think she sees how it's affecting me. So she's really intrigued by it. Right. I don't know if she's looking for maybe instant gratification, but I'm like, just be patient with it. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you don't usually see instant results. Sometimes, specifically with pain, you can see faster results. But for organic things like following blood pressure or sugars or cholesterol, it may be a bit of a while, especially if you're following A1C. That could take up to 3 months.
Right. Yeah. And like I said, it's only been a month, and unfortunately, when I do get my A1C checked, it won't be the full 3 months. But I do feel, like I said, I'm not sure what it's doing to me, but I definitely feel better.
Good deal.
So, I'm real happy with it. And the CBD cream, I mean, Lisa loves that. She really does. It's helped her a lot with her knee and her hip. And she really loves. I mean, she was telling her friends about it. I think she gave them a little package too to try out, because her friend had. I think you mentioned earlier. Everybody and their brothers got a CBD product out, and her friend had recommended one to her, and she said, I think this one gives you much, much, much better results. And her friend was swearing by the other one, so she actually just gave her a little package of the CBD cream to try. So she says, "Yeah, I'm going to
think
tell her to
that
try this
actually
one."
works. I think
It
that
worked.
actually works because I use it.
Yeah, it works great. I mean,
Yeah.
my dad likes it. I actually had tweaked my back at work, and I put it on, and I felt much better the next day. I mean, I had no issues at all. So I really see, some positive results on that really quick. And so does she.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It
it's
lasts
been,
me a couple of days before I have to put in.
yes,
Mhm.
yes. Before you have to reapply, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so I think that's a great product too. Those are the only two I'm using right now. I talked to Jovi about another one, which I'm going to start here shortly. But so far, like I said, I'm really pleased with everything that's going on, and everybody says how much weight I've lost, and I was telling Lisa today, as a matter of fact, I said, "This is the first time I actually feel my clothes looser." I said I actually feel like I've lost weight. Everybody says I have, but I never really felt it. And I feel like my clothes are a lot looser now, and I'm not one to get on a scale. I'm a baloney amputee, so I don't. My prosthetic weighs about 25 pounds, so I don't know. Not one to get on a scale much, but so I couldn't tell you exactly how much weight I lost. But
I'll be stopping by to go check on you.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Come on over. Come on over. We can gang up on Lisa here and get her going a little bit more. No, actually, she's been good. She's seen the results and how I feel and tell her all the stuff, and she's starting to buy in a little bit more, which is good. So I'm happy about that.
That's awesome. Tony, how have you been doing with the fasting? If you don't mind me asking.
It's been a little inconsistent. I've been on the road. I was on the road like 4 out of the 5 days last week and 3 out of the 5 days this week. So it's a little difficult it's been a little bit difficult these last 2 weeks here for me to like do it with any consistency. I've tried it, but I got to be honest with you, it's kind of scattered all over the place, right? It's just really hasn't really been a good effort. I'll probably be home this upcoming week. So I will, just kind of make it more of the routine and kind of stick to it a little bit, right? Because when you're on the road, you're driving, it's been all over the place. So it hasn't really been easy to stick to right now. But I just got to find a good routine and stick with it and go from there. But I've tried it. Like I said, it's just been kind of sporadic. It has.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
At least to try. Maybe with like 2 days would probably be a little bit more easy for you.
I did have a schedule I wanted to stick to. I just haven't. It's like I said, it's been sporadic. I got to clean all that up. It's still a little, sporadic. But once I get in a routine, I know I'll stick to it. I got to fall in a good one here, and I haven't done that yet.
So when you said you're driving, Tony, what kind of work do you do?
So I cover the Americas for the company I work for, and I help our sales team run trials with our products, or kind of do process audits to see what we can recommend. So I'm all over the place. I've been all over the state of Indiana. I'm in Chicago, right? So I've been all over the state of Indiana. I was in Detroit. I've been in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I've been everywhere. So where I drive wherever I can, I fly where I have to. Right now, flying is a little limited, but because actually our sales team that's got me the most busy has been in the Midwest. So it's been a lot of Detroit, a lot of Wisconsin, a lot of all over the state of Indiana and Kentucky lately, Kansas City once or twice. But it's a lot of driving. It's, 5 and 6 hour drives.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So it's like I said, it's just been a little difficult to get a good, clean routine, right? It's I have tried it. It's just very sporadic. So I got to dial it in a lot better and kind of, I know once I get it dialed in, I'll stick to it. I just got to find that sweet spot, right?
Sure.
Do you have any questions for Dr. Phillip, Tony, in reference
Um,
to the CELUB? I know that we were talking about that, you and
Yeah,
I.
we were talking about it. Not yet. I'm sure I will here very soon. But not as of right now. Nothing I can think of yet, but I'm sure as soon as I hang up, I'll think of 100 things to ask, and I'll write them. I'll write them down, and I'll be prepared for the next time. But as of right now, today, I do not have any yet. Not yet.
Okay. So Alice, how have you been doing?
Hello, everyone. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. I'm doing good.
So any follow-up?
With what?
Your arm?
Oh, my arm is actually, ever since I stopped taking the pills, my hand is actually starting. I'm still having a little problem writing, but the hand is getting actually better. I'm able to open and close it without taking my hand doing it. So it had to be the vitamin B that I was taking too much of. So yeah, but it's I'm doing the exercise and there's no problem. My arm hasn't hurt or anything. So that is really good. And I would like to say this though, everyone. Dr. Phil wrote for All of Us magazine, and I got a couple of emails asking, well, they're not asking, but giving compliments on the writing. They liked the article that you wrote.
Wow. Thank you. That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
congratulations.
Yeah.
So if
Thank
you
you.
want to write some more, just send me more and I'll put it in. Not as long next time. You took up 3 pages. I'm like,
Sorry.
he is never going to stop writing. Oh my God.
You have to be
I looked
detailed.
through it to see if there was something that I could take out, but I'm not a doctor. So I'm like, I don't know what I can take out. So I'm just going to post the whole thing. So I don't know if you got a chance to see it, but you got 3 pages and it's a regular page for you. So I designed your page with your picture. So when you send in articles, all I have to do is just replace the article.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
I think, I shouldn't say I think, I know Jovi sent me a link. I just haven't had a chance to take a look at it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that this weekend. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you.
So you all decide what you want me to talk about next, and I'll try to condense it.
I think the CBD oil, Dr. Phillip. Because I know you wrote about the CELUB for this one. So I think the CBD oil, because I know the CBD oil itself, I've seen a big difference. I noticed a big difference on that. And a lot of people have been noticing a lot of a difference too. So I think that would be good.
Good deal.
And Jim, how have you been doing?
I've been good, just working a lot, that's all, but everything's good so far. Nothing to write home about.
Are you still doing 80-hour weeks?
This week I was supposed to be back at work at 4 a.m, but it got canceled. We're working late Monday and Tuesday night and starting at 4 a.m. So Hopefully not much longer.
Good.
Too old to be doing all this stuff. But
That's why you need to retire to South America.
I'm
I know I
waiting.
just
They
got that one.
took my fingerprints. I'm still waiting.
Okay.
So I have a question for Martha. I do apologize. She was asking in reference uh, for the CBD oil, that if she should up her dose for the inflammatory to go down.
Where's the inflammation? No, where's the inflammation at?
Let me see. Here.
Because the question is, if it's something more musculoskeletal, then maybe it can be attacked from both sides, from the cream side and then from the oil side. And that's what I noticed with myself when I injured my ankle and my leg. I just made sure that I applied the cream more frequently, and then I ended up doubling my CBDA.
Oh, okay.
And I with the cream, well, I'm not sure which one made the difference because I did both simultaneously, which isn't a really good experiment, but yeah. So by doubling up on the cream and doubling up on the oil, the swelling went down dramatically. The day of the injury, I had something like a golf ball, small tangerine on the side of my ankle, and the next morning it was flat, and it was maybe about maybe a quarter inch of swelling over the outside or the lateral part of the ankle. So big difference.
So it's in reference to the Crohn's, I guess the inflammation in
Oh.
her stomach for the Crohn's.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry.
So for that, then I would probably not only increase the amount underneath the tongue, but also the amount swallowed too.
Okay.
So you're kind of attacking it from both sides.
Mhm.
When you swallow it, the CBD that you're swallowing can kind of mix in with the stomach contents and kind of line the intestinal tract. And then what you drop underneath the tongue is absorbed in the lymphatic system, then gets into the blood supply, and then it gets the intestinal lining on the opposite side. You know, if you think about a tube, I don't know how I can kind of describe it, but if you think about the intestinal tract as kind of like a hose, if you will,
Mhm.
like a garden hose, the water that goes through the garden hose, that's the contents. So that's what you swallow. So it's going to get the lining on the inside of the hose. And then the blood supply is going to, so the part that is taken underneath the tongue and gets absorbed that way and absorbed into the blood supply, that's going to be going into the outside of the hose via the blood supply. So it's kind of attacking the hose from both sides, if you will, or the intestinal tract from both sides. And I thought we talked about this last time, to give it about 2 to 3 days before increasing, and then increase about a quarter dropper.
Quarter dropper?
Yeah, because you want to incrementally make a difference. The only reason why I doubled up is because I I knew I had an injury. I knew what the issue was. So I just wanted to kind of shotgun the problem.
So then wait 2 days, you said, right?
Yeah, at least 2 days, maybe 3.
Okay. I'll tell her.
Yeah. And again, that's with doing all the other good things to help the intestinal tract to heal.
Okay.
So that's the low inflammatory diet, probiotics to help things to heal. Avoiding gluten, which is part of the low inflammatory.
I'll let her know then. I just
Okay.
texted her that.
Sure. Sure. So it looks like everyone's turned off their camera.
I know.
Thanks for posting the pictures, Alice. At least we get to look at your face. Thank you. Perfect.
Deanna, do you have any questions for Dr. Phillip?
She was posting a lot of stuff in the chat, so that was good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if she's at a place where she can talk. She just said, no, I don't. Okay, cool.
Okay, I'm saying hi and bye, 'cause I gotta go.
Hi, bye.
Nice seeing you again.
Same here.
All right, we'll talk to you later. Thanks.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Okay, bye.
So apparently Tiana's in a loud background noise area. Okay. All good. So Tiana, just keep us posted on how we can help you out.
All right, this is Alice. I'm getting ready to jump off. I am going on a date, so I will talk to y'all later.
Woohoo! Stay safe.
I will. No, you better tell him to stay safe. Yeah, that's who you better tell safe. All right, I'll talk to y'all next week.
Okay, thanks, Alice.
All right, and I don't know who mentioned the before I hang up, who mentioned the exfoliator. I love it. So I love the exfoliator. I have not used the cream, but I do like the exfoliator. So
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, that was Karen. Very cool.
yeah.
Good deal.
All
Good
right,
deal.
talk to y'all later.
Okay.
Bye.
So looks like everyone's dropping off.
I know.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Not all of us. Not all of us. Some of us are here for the duration.
Thanks, Jim.
Have you been feeling better though with your hand, Jim?
Basically, it's gonna be what it is. I mean, the pain isn't there, but it is gonna be what it is, I think. It's according to the doctor and everything too, so, but I mean, I've got movement and everything, but I don't think I'll ever get full movement back.
So, Jovi, can you stop recording?